Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz. Check on 2 and 3. How's it going, everybody? Good to be here. Good to see you. This is the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. Man, everybody enjoy their evening, the Super Bowl. Congratulations to, I can't even remember who played. That was an odd mix of teams. Plus, I'm a Steeler fan, so I don't really care if the Bengals win. I don't care if the Rams win. I don't care at all. Not even a little. But my best friend is a Bengals fan, and he's brokenhearted, and that's hilarious. I'll tell you, I used to get so frustrated when I used to, because I played sports growing up, and then I also coached my kids and so on and so forth. And when I used to watch football games, I would live and die by Sundays kind of being the day that I watch, football. That was the day. Football, NFL Sunday. And your whole day would be wrapped around football. I mean, from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night. Every Sunday for like 17 weeks. And you'd get in there and you'd play fantasy football, and you'd also, whatever. It was a huge waste of time. And I finally found that Sundays weren't necessarily exclusively for football. That's how I felt. And so I'm not that interested anymore. That's weird, I mean, I guess I should be interested. Everybody tells me that oh, everybody wants to talk about football. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's whatever. I really don't care that much. But anyway, it's always fun to do those kind of things. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for being here. There was a few things that I was going to touch on tonight as we go into this new week. And last night's show was fantastic. Brandy Neal was so gracious with her time, and I'm so happy that she showed up. Thank you for that. I was not prepared to speak with her. I don't know if that came across, but I wasn't prepared to speak with her then, but it's okay because she wanted to talk. And so that's what we do here, and talk she did. And I was going to, and I'll give you my thoughts on that a little later. But I found something that it's kind of a little goodbye present, a little hidden gem left to us by the old Don Wells. And, that he's on his way out. We're not going to talk much about him. There's not going to be much to talk about when it comes to him anymore, but he is, as I like to put it, the gift that keeps on giving, because he's kind of like, I mean, I've never seen somebody quite like that. I've never seen somebody get quite so mad so fast. And maybe some of you are acutely familiar with Prayer Gardens of America. Forgive me if I turn anybody off by that, but this is who he's talking to. And there's some pretty funny stuff. The way that they talk to each other, I always find hilarious. It's just like a little 4-minute clip. And for viewing pleasure and for the sake of all of us, I have bleeped the bad words. A task that started off very lighthearted and became a full-time job because the way that these people talk. But I digress, and we can just move forward because this, I think you get, there are no words left. No, but we're going to do it anyway. Cause I don't know, just because yeah, why not? Okay. So here is the edited version of the conversation between Prayer Gardens and Dawn. And I'm telling you, you'll feel a lot dumber after you listen.
I told you before we could work together.
Okay, so this apparently this is a private conversation that she put on her page because a lot of people like to do that. It's one of the nastiest things you could do to somebody is record them without them knowing, but apparently it happens a lot.
We could work this out.
Not when a big fat like that's run down there running his big fat and.
Okay, so right out the gate, Dawn is heated up against prayers.
That he knows that we done something to our daughter. That's war. That's.
So who he's referring to? He's referring to this man that was on video with JLR, and they was down at the bottom of the hill. He's like a neighbor. This guy says that he knows that they have something to do with it, and just let the cops do their job. Dawn didn't like that, and he lashed out.
Donald, a lot of people are thinking that you guys had something to do with your daughter because you're not coming trying to change. Well, yeah.
He calls her sissy too. I find that odd.
Yeah, I do, because you're not you I do.
She's, well, you believe that too, and then he goes into the, well, bleep you too, bleep.
I'm sorry. His girlfriend's
he's not very nice, especially when he gets worked up. It's yeah, I don't know what it is.
80-year-old mother.
I heard the words that come out of his mouth because that YouTuber JLR, whatever his name, he was Don Sherpy Sr. was saying that he knows that we had something to do with it. Everybody knows that. Running his big fat mouth.
I think I did a pretty good job of editing this.
Tell that piece of shit to meet me somewhere, and I'll meet that big fat.
Why do you want to be mean about all of this?
Because
why can't we work,
Donald, to my daughter?
Why can't we work together?
She's like, why do you want to be mean about this? And like in true fashion and an appropriate response, he's like, well, dude, he said I had something to do with my daughter. I mean, that's a stupid question, but answered appropriately.
Why can't we work
together? It's a big fight all the way around.
Now, here's what I right. Absolutely.
And you killed by some sicko that you got in your live chat and run down there in the bottom of the hill running his mouth like
do you know Don Jr.?
He's acting like he is a cop when he ain't.
Do you know Don Jr.?
No, I've never met them. My life.
He's just out of control. He just cannot help himself.
Okay, that's
Okay. Never. It's just a normal conversation. Like that. Like she's like, this is how he talks, and then she just puts up with it. I don't know. I don't understand that part, but I do, because let's see where she's going with this.
Okay, there you go. You haven't.
But I know he was up in down the road down here. I know he's been back up in here a few times. I know he has a red truck, and I know he's been busted twice for having shit on his phone, his computer, and everything else. Not only that, but distributing it.
Okay, and so he was not the one up there. He was not the one up there flying a drone. Listen, Donald, I wouldn't talk about you if you would come up on my panel.
There it is. There it is. I wouldn't talk about you if you would just come up on my panel. Well,
And talk to me. If you would come up on my panel and talk about Summer.
What, to give you to make your channel big? That's what you
Let me
care
tell
about.
you,
You don't
Donald.
care
No,
about my
Donald.
daughter.
Listen. I do care about your daughter, and I'm going to tell you right now.
If you care
I think
about
I
my
care.
daughter,
I
you
think
drop all
I
this
care
shit
more
that-
about Summer.
Listen, Sissy, you're putting all this out there so the mother, if he did have my daughter, then it's all out in the open. He would go hide them. You f***ed up. You f***ed up the whole investigation. Don't you understand that?
so, and once again, I'm not defending Don, nor will I ever, but at what he's saying here is if you had information, instead of putting it on your channel, call TBI. That is a how do I put this? That is a noble thought. That is that's a plan. That's a plan that she should be able to get behind. It's odd that it's good advice coming from Don because he's not really known for his good advice giving. He is known for his spackling, but you know, he's not a young Tony Robbins by any stretch of the imagination, and he's making her sound sane.
Donald, nobody's
You're not a cop.
No, you're lying.
He says, "You're not a cop." Duh. One of my favorite parts coming up here, and you'll catch it when, for some reason, she says there's no investigation, and Dawn's reaction to when she says that there's no investigation is priceless.
And nobody's messing up anything. You
No,
know
they
what?
don't put this out
What
there
I'm
to get
missing.
us to-
What I'm messing
did
up,
have her.
what I'm messing
If
up
the
is another
fucker did have
person for
her,
you guys
he
to
had
throw
plenty
under
of
the
time
bus
to
because
go
you ain't got
after
nobody
her.
else. Is that what I'm
Her
doing?
neck and bury her because the sorry motherfuckers like you.
No. It's
If you
because
had information on him, you should have called TBI. You don't put it out there for everybody to see, you idiot.
Donald, everybody has a right to see whatever and everything.
Right. So ruin the entire TBI investigation.
There
right?
is no investigation. This boy has
There is not, really.
this
Wow,
young man.
News to me.
There's not really. That's news to me. Oh, that was so funny. I don't know why I like that part so much.
Donald, this young man, his dad's old.
That's my favorite part. Let me see if I can do this again.
News to me.
Here we
Donald,
go.
Not, really.
this boy has
All right, ready? This is my favorite. Yeah, Donald and Sissy.
TBI investigation.
there is no investigation. This boy
There
has
is not, really.
this
Wow,
young man.
News to me.
Yeah, it's news to all of us. I didn't know that was a thing either. Oh, there's not. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is too funny, man. That is
Ruin the entire TBI investigation.
There
right?
is no investigation. This boy
There
has
is not, really.
this
Wow,
young man.
News to me.
That's incredible timing. That's incredible timing. I mean, he has a future in stand-up. I think they have those programs in jail too, where on Friday nights, the inmates get to tell jokes on an open forum, but they have to be clean. So he won't do very good. Anyway, that's just a little parting gift from our hillbilly Hawkins County inmate, Donald Wells. I really don't know where the summer investigation is going, but we'll just have to, just keep up with it, I guess. I really don't know. It's one of those things where Ronnie Lawson says that it's still nowhere close to being cold and that it's the biggest case he's ever worked in his life. And I'll take him for his word. I mean, I think that they are working the case diligently, but man, I mean, that is classic.
Donald, everybody has a right to see whatever and everything.
Right. So ruin the entire TBI investigation.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There is not, really?
This
Wow,
young man.
News to me.
Donald, this young man, his dad's already been.
Oh, there's not. He's so. I like when he's being sarcastic. Oh, really? Man, that's funny. KP Bass, thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah. So anyway, I don't know where it's going. Or, obviously we'll keep up with it. But I do want to talk a little bit about last night's interview with Brandy, because it was interesting, and I had some time to, I guess you could say, think, have a think about it overnight, and it was a lot. It was very sad, and it was very heavy for her. And it was a lot of things, I've interviewed a lot of people, talked to a lot of tragic cases. That was one of the hardest ones. First of all, it was because of I wasn't expecting to talk to her tonight or last night, but I was glad to. I was happy to. I thought it was great that we spoke. But when you start talking to someone like Brandy, who is going through something that she is going through, it is, you want to be sensitive, but you also want to ask questions, but you don't want to ask the wrong questions, but you don't want to ask no questions. It's quite a balancing act. And I just don't really know how I feel about it, because as much as you want to get the kid's name out there, and you can do that, and obviously there's nobody can do anything more than a mother that, pleads for her son to come back. It's a tough thing to deal with, and that's okay. I can, if she is able to come on and talk about it, I am able to talk about it with her as well. And, there's a line that you don't want to cross, because what you're dealing with is an incomplete person at this moment. I mean, she's broken, and she's tired, and she's stressed. And she's doing all the right things, and I do appreciate the people that, while watching the show, look, everybody has questions. There's more questions that could be asked. That wasn't the proper time. Even though you want to ask certain questions, maybe it's just not appropriate. Because I'm not law enforcement. That's not really my job. It's not really my job. It's not my job at all. What my job is to try and bring awareness. And, you know, one of the things that people ask, you know, I see it in the chat right now, and I'll address this. Josh says Michael Vaughn's father, I believe he has maybe once or twice or something. He shows up to the, you know, look, I don't know what it is. I think that the man has, I think he feels not guilty that he's done this, but guilty that maybe Michael went missing on his watch, and he's having a harder time coping than possible. I don't know enough about him to say anything, because I don't know, you know, I just, it just wasn't a proper time, and I wasn't going to get into that with her. So I don't know. I've seen him at press conferences, just absolutely sobbing. And so, you know, that's just me, you know, I just wasn't willing to go there. But, you know, I did want to look at this just a little bit. And let's I recognize that it's a good show. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. There's like a lot of pressure on her right now, but it's okay. It's all right. Oh, wait, I got her. Wait a minute. She's there. Hold on, guys. Hi. Welcome.
Hi, I'm sorry. I thought I figured it out, but my 15-year-old had to come
Hey.
do everything.
It's great that you're here, and don't be sorry for anything. These are live shows. We do them all the time and stuff like. I had a show just the other day where my co-host, who unfortunately lives in an Airstream now, couldn't look. I've never had a child missing before. All right, so wishing on my worst enemy. Here's where, you know, you break into the conversation and hope everything goes okay. And everything that I've heard you talk about, you just seem like such a loving, giving mother. And I'm really sorry that you're going through this with your family. Something that nobody should have to go through. But here now at the lab, and we have other friends as well, you know, with really, and you can see it's already stirring up emotion, and I am already feeling, you know, the weight of the situation, the gravity of the situation, because I feel like I'm dealing with somebody who obviously cares more than anything in the world that her son comes home. And I was, you know, I felt that she was completely, you know, as open and honest and told us as much as she could. And, you know, I thought about Michael and this case a lot today. And I feel like I'm getting the, you know, I feel like this one is going to stick, hopefully, in the front of people's minds now. Because if you didn't notice, when I said something to her and I talked about Michael in past tense, she corrected me immediately, meaning I mean, you know, I said was, and she said is. And I mean, it was instant. And I caught that. And I thought that was beautiful. And I thought that told me a lot about her. And, you know, there was a lot there. Big channels. It's such a cute nickname. How cute.
Yeah.
This young man, your son just doesn't more about he sees the parents of this other.
Even my ex-husband. Every
did they this investigation ongoing? It's fluid. You're constantly in contact with law enforcement, and I hope I ask you a question. I just hope you don't take any offense to anything when I ask. Did they offer you guys a polygraph?
Yes.
Okay, and then you know, in another case, that has been very talked about here, and I regret asking that question. I don't know why. I just didn't think it was really appropriate at that time, and I shouldn't have asked it, and that's why I didn't follow up with, well, did you pass or whatever. I don't think that it was proper for me to ask that question. YouTube, the parents of this other little girl, Summer Wells, they haven't been cleared. What does law enforcement say about you guys?
That we have cooperated 100% fully. Every avenue that they've asked for, it's been open doors, open everything. There's nothing. All of our devices have clones. Everything, even our kids.
Yeah.
Even my ex-husband.
Sure.
Fully cooperative here. Here is yes.
That's obviously that's speaking volumes. Sure. And I see you stand up there. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Well, then we'll just stop. I don't know why it's echoing like that. Sorry about that. Weird. Let's see. That is a StreamYard exclusive. So apparently, if you upgrade to the gold in StreamYard, if you upgrade to the gold standard that they have, you get a free echo with every video that you try to play while you stream and talk about that video. That's just what I've been told. It's a secret. It's a secret, that nobody knows about. So stupid. It seriously drives me nuts. StreamYard. I like your product. You handle everything pretty good. There's just some really, really annoying stuff about you guys. I really feel annoyed that 6 months later, this is still going on. I don't know if you guys remember when I very first started out on this, the same thing was happening. And StreamYard, they're like, we're the best. We're the best ever. Streamlabs is too complicated. Streamlabs is too, dude. You're not complicated, but half the time you work and half the time you don't. I still have a problem where I can't even leave the screen. I can't even leave the screen and play a video, and it'll just be on mute. Like, how does that happen? Does anybody? How does that happen? You're killing me, Smalls. Absolutely killing me. It drives me nuts. All right. Now I got that out of my system. I feel better. I feel a lot better. Actually, I don't. I feel worse now because try a restream. I'll try anything. I'll try. If any of you are developing software, just send me a link. I'll give it a try. As long as it doesn't echo profusely and I can play videos and talk at the same time, I'm all in. StreamYard, you suck. Sorry. Tiger got out of the cage. Everything. Continued support membership. Did somebody? Why do I not see that? I hate that so much. Let's see here. Yeah, it's absolutely flying. Anyway, so back to last night and the interview. I don't, when you get involved with these situations and you meet these people, you start to, build a somewhat of a relationship, just like she has with law enforcement and things like that. You want to see these things through, and they are long time coming. I saw Maya. I saw the Maya Millette show that Chris did today, and that journey has been long and rugged and tough. And I don't wish what they're going through on anybody, because you can obviously tell that these people who are straight mind, meaning, they're not into drugs and alcohol, as far as we know, that their emotions are raw and that they're looking desperately for their missing family member. There's really only one or two cases personally that, obviously Larry wasn't looking for Maya. When Dylan Redwine went missing, his father wasn't looking for him. Candace hasn't been looking for Summer. Don, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Don. He's such an enigma to me, and not in a good way. It's not a good enigma. It's bad, actually, but it's an enigma nonetheless. I just don't know what to think of the guy half the time. I mean, half the time I'm like, bleh. And half the time I'm like, bleh. But it just depends on how much bleh that day. I'm just too much on that day, And let's see. I'm sorry if I missed Terry. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Thank you very much, Terry. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know anything, when it comes to, but then you look at Mary Chris and you look at Brandy, and these are family members, mother, sister, who are desperate for attention for their child. And I said something where I said, it was just a couple weeks ago or a week or something, to where I had just become acquainted with your case. And I looked up and she had a bewildered look, like, are you kidding me? And I feel like I failed right there, because I know that this case had been floating out there and I just never really took. But there. Look, I'm not saying anything about cases or case. People ask all the time. Will you look into this? Will you look into that? And as much as I would like to, I can't always. But what kind of drew me to this case was more than one person had reached out to me about this. And I looked at it and noticed that there just hadn't been a lot on it. There wasn't a lot to this case. There wasn't a lot about it. Maybe locally or, regionally. But, there was a lot of resources and airtime being spent on other things that probably weren't important. And so the reason that it got to me was because I had just noticed that there hadn't been a lot of stuff. There hadn't been a lot of coverage. Thank you, Patty, so much for the super sticker. And Diane, thank you so much as well for the super sticker. So it was a combination of the desperation of the mother, and it was a combination of somebody just said, Josh, I think other creators mute their mic when they play a video. Yeah, we do, but we shouldn't have to. StreamYard. We shouldn't have to. We do. We definitely do. Yeah, no, it's great advice. I know the trick. I know the trick. Josh, can you get them on the interview room? I mean, I can't get anybody anywhere, but what I can, and I won't say anything, but I think this case is going to get momentum, and that's what I can say. So I just don't want to speak out of turn or say something that's not accurate or my business to say. But that the goal is, yes, to get this out there for everybody. If that's what we want to do, and I hope it is. I think that this is the way. Yes, we're gonna do it. Well, I've not always chose them well, but I have learned, in the past. So I try to be careful with the things that I say, because the stuff that we're talking about and dealing with is extremely sensitive, and it deserves to be treated with respect, just like all these cases deserve to be treated with respect. And that's just really my main goal. I sometimes get tempted by the drama, because I could probably be pretty good at mixing it up with people. And but it's just not important. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy, resources. It's not good. The thing that people don't really understand is, like, as people can thrive on that kind of stuff, the the drama and the arguing, things like that. I've noticed that, I don't know. So there's a threshold, and people get mad a lot, but there's a threshold when your body, when you get so mad or frustrated or nasty and you sink to this level, you have biorhythms in your body, possibly even all the way down to your soul. And if you've ever gotten mad where you're like screaming, or, it takes you a minute, people say they black out, if they have a temper, and what happens is they'll black out. They'll start to calm down, but it's a gradual process. Like, it's like when an engine cools down, and your temper may be back under control within not that long, in maybe like a few minutes, or something like that. 20 minutes, half hour, hour, oh, you feeling better? Yeah. I just had to get that out. And that's something that you hear quite a bit. But what people don't understand is that what happens when you do that is, like, your biorhythms and your soul, it takes a day, maybe two, for everything in your body to, when you get at that point, to come back to normal, to settle. You may be on the outside feeling better, but on the inside, it's still resonating. It's no different than throwing a little pebble into a still pond. It's the same thing. And then you don't, you just, your body, your mind, everything, your pheromones, everything is shifted. Everything is shifted. Oh, that's super sweet, Mary. That is very sweet. People are more likely to act when something or something bothers or angers them. Don Wells, of course. Yeah, so, like, I could do that stuff, and maybe it could be, I get it. People arguing is always interesting. But it's never been, it's just never really sat, like, it's not that I like watching people argue, but arguing's really not my thing. You can even ask, you could ask the people in my life. I'm not a yeller. What I do when I get upset is I'm quiet. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I don't really, if I'm upset, I don't want to say anything. I just want to get out of the situation. And a lot of the times I'll walk out the door, and it doesn't happen often at all. I mean, we're talking, peak upset. And you just kind of, and I kind of call it the 30-minute rule, to where, give yourself 30 minutes to think about it. Don't get too mad. Don't overreact. And that's what I try not to do. I try not to overreact. I try not to say something that I'm going to have to apologize for and regret for eternity. Because in that person's mind, if you say something like that, or if something like that comes from me, it would be rare and hurtful, because it's not something I do much. But I don't know. I don't necessarily envy people like this, but if people were to say something to me and they're talking about like my family or whatever that didn't involve me personally, I am not going to be able to just drop that and let that go like it's just an everyday thing. Because I take that stuff kind of, it's, if you're trying to be a jerk and offensive to me, then and you succeed, why would I want to be around you? Why would I want to trust you? I just find it odd that people can say some of the nastiest things to each other and then they can be, friends, or maybe that's me not wanting to, I don't know. That could be more about me not mending fences but I don't have a lot of fallouts either. I don't have a lot of beefs in my life. I really do try to avoid them the best that I can. I don't want that stuff. It just kind of takes over your being and your body. And that's why I just never have. I don't know. It's time to just walk out. I tell especially my sister's kids, they're a little more combative with each other than mine are and have been. And they can, boys, get very aggressive. Not that girls don't, but they're big and strong and they can move some furniture if need be. And they have. And my oldest nephew, I try to tell him all the time, look, man, if you're going to let your little brother get your goat, you're going to have bad days all the time. They can't get your goat if they don't know where it's tied up, meaning just let something go. Let it go. Don't engage. If you're getting antagonized by somebody, this is what I try and tell them. Just walk away. And I found that to be very helpful in my life. And I've done that where if there is something that is bothering me that much that I feel that I need to lash out, I might want to take a second or two to think it over before I do. And the problem is when people become upset. Where I come from, when somebody gets upset, it actually means something. Whereas where a lot of people just get upset, it's just every day. When somebody's mad and angry, it's not an everyday occurrence. So when it happens, you're going, whoa, like that person's really mad. You really made that person mad. Nowadays, I can't even tell. People are mad all the time. I can't even tell when somebody's mad anymore. It's like, okay, I know that your head has turned the color of a tomato, but it seems like you're not that mad. It's like an everyday kind of thing. So I don't know. I question that a lot these days. Why? Why is there so many, like, it's just getting mad just a normal thing now? Is it, yeah, the straw struggle is real. It really is. Michael Wellness, he makes me very angry. Who took him? You and me both. But, like I said, being slow to anger is probably one of the biggest. I take pride in that. I take pride in, I really work on it, because instantly getting angry has never been a thing that has worked for anybody. So that's really what I don't even know why I started on this rant or how I got here, but I'm here and I'm laying it on the line for you, telling you how I feel. Sometimes that's what we do over here at the lab as well. You know, we talk about our, our problems, our things. Yeah, we all have our issues, but being angry isn't one of them for me. I'm not an angry guy. And, when I would come home from work and if I was in a bad mood, I would always make sure that it didn't affect my kids because because I had a bad day doesn't mean other people have to walk on eggshells. I hate that because I've seen people have to walk on eggshells around others. And it's wrong. And I hate that. Just because that person's having a bad day, they want to ruin everybody else's day. It's just, that is a fact. And that happens constantly. It's a constant thing. Okay, Josh, with COVID, I've seen crazy people everywhere. It gets worse and worse and worse by the day. Worse and worse by the day. And a lot of people, the echo got us here. It certainly did. Intermittent anger disorder is not the order. Not the order of the day for you, thankfully. Yeah, I'm not. You saying it's being an accepted behavior. I like your thought on letting them get you. You will have lots of bad days. Yeah, I cause myself like enough bad days. Not really. Like I say that. Like if somebody's gonna cost me a bad day, it better be me. I better be the one that has all the issue. I announce I'm walking away to cool off. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. Mimi JT says, I never knew what a Karen was until COVID. And everybody take a second to say welcome to our newest mod. If she accepts it, it's like I had to wrench Mimi without her knowing, and then she figured it out. And so now I just want to say, I hope that you are on board, and if not, I completely understand too. I just thought, you've been great, and you are great, and thank you for being here. It's let's see, so congrats, yes. Let's see here. If you wonder what I meant about should be meant. Yeah. Island Sister. We did welcome her. She thought it was a mistake. No, it was on purpose. I did it on purpose. I feel bad. Yeah, people named Karen, that's a tough The Joy Catcher says any issues you may have can come out under circumstances like these days. I 100% agree. It is a very, very tough, I don't know. People don't want to be accepting, but people want to be accepting, but people don't want to fight, but people do want to fight. I don't know what's offensive and what's not offensive. Actually, I do. It just, who knows who you're going to catch on a bad day? You don't know what the person sitting next to you has been going through. Yeah, people's name that was Sandra was pretty bad for. I think, let's see what the times have changed because too many people have a sense of entitlement. I agree with that as well. Sorry, I just wanted to do that for you guys. And you know, it's been a heck of a day. It always is. It always is. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Mimi. I appreciate it. Name is entitlement, not Karen. No, they don't. No. Respect is really a thing of the past. You know, and I'm not even trying to sound like an old man or anything, but you know, the way I see what teachers have to go through today, I see the way that like the kids, it's like kids can talk to the teacher any way that they want nowadays. I would be like, you know what? There was a time where kids, like if you acted up in class, you got spanked. You imagine? That's foreign. That is just so foreign, you know? It's weird. Your followers are so cool. I like reading all this great advice. Well, I do have the best followers and mods, and I was spanked in class by the teacher with a paddle. Yes. Can you believe it's ruler to knuckles? That's a rough one. Woo boy. But people, you know, I was spanked in class. Yeah. Third grade principal threatened me. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. School. Yeah. So, and I wanted to tell you that tomorrow has switched. We will have an all new show tomorrow. I believe 6:30 West Coast time, 9:30 on the East Coast. And I want to thank you guys all for being here. It's just a little, I guess, quick show tonight, little hour. That's what they usually run anyway. But thank you guys for being here. And let's do roll call on the way out. Thank you.